What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we're back again with another Transformer figure review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformer Studio Series Age of Extinction Galvatron. And now, I must say, this Galvatron is a beauty to look at. More specifically in robot mode, this is where I find the Studio Series have a little bit of lackluster, is the vehicle modes. I mean, if they're a smaller deluxe size figure, or heck, even a weird avant-garde shaped Voyager class, it's still good enough. But this, what is with Studio Series in the backs of these trucks? I mean, seriously. I mean, you guys saw the Studio Series Bumblebee Prime, or not Bumblebee Prime, or Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Prime. I mean, come on, look at this. I mean, I can't get behind this whole truck mode altogether, but at the same time, I can get behind the fact that they decided to go for it. And the robot mode looks way better than the truck mode. The truck mode looks great up until you hit about here, and then it looks just like somebody gave up. They just gave up, you know. So, anyways, yeah, so there's Studio Series Age of Extinction Galvatron in his truck mode. But before we get into the transformation, we're going to do, you guessed it, comparisons. That's right. And first comparison we're going to take a look at here is we're going to take a look at his partner in crime, Stinger. Studio Series Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Stinger, right there. Oldie but a goodie. The reissue for him was a long time ago. Really long time ago. This is not the reissue. This is the original. I have the box to prove. Here he is next to the Last Night Voyager class Optimus Prime. Give me just a second here. One of his legs decided to come undone just as I turned the camera on. Yes, I know. His sword and his shield are customized. I was a weird teenager. Let's move on. Here he is next to our previous review. Here he is next to Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Voyager Prime. And honestly, if you asked me, if you would have asked me, I think this version of Prime and this version of Galvatron should have come together. Just saying. Here he is with the Studio Series Leader Class, Age of Extinction Grimlock, and we're going to have to zoom out a little bit for this. Going to have to do a little bit of an aerial view here. I'm not trying to spoil too many comparisons here. Yeah, you can definitely see Grimlock is standing quite tall here. And you can tell, I can tell you, this is the original because his box is right there. I paid for this originally when it came out. So we're gonna stick you off to the side here, and finally, here we come to the only other Transformer that I've got currently in its like vehicle mode ish. Here he is with Age of Extinction Original Deluxe Dinobot Snarl, and he's gonna stay like that for the entire review. And last but finally not least, here he is next to the original Age of Extinction Galvatron, which I still happen to have. And also, once again, yes, I was a weird teenager. I customized my stuff. Let's move on. So, anywho, move this off to the side now. Alright, so we're going to work on the transformation. Now, actually, before we get into the transformation, I forgot about his accessories. Let's get into those real quick. He does come with 2 accessories. He comes with these little rocket pods from that scene in Age of Extinction where he and Stinger are sent after the Autobots. And this just clips on right. This panel here, I find it easier to just untab it and then close it back up. And there you have the rockets. Like that, and you also get this cannon that is made in silver. I don't know where apparently this is supposed to go on somewhere in the back here, but I can't figure out where. I've looked up videos and nobody tells me where this goes. So the only one that I could figure out that was of any sort of still use that wouldn't get in the way of everything is you can still use this port here, but it has to be on this specific side. It cannot be on the opposite side, because if it is, it just does not fit. So once again, pull this out here just a hair, and this tab's just right on inside like that. Tab it back into place, and There you have Galvatron with that. And there is another tab slot connection on this side here that you can put the rocket pods on. If you want both of the weapons on in vehicle mode, you can put them both on, and they do store just like that. So, going to remove these because these do not come into play until later. I'm going to take these and move them off to the side. Alright, so let's move on to the transformation of this figure. Now, to start this off, we're going to pretty much just untab these and get them out of the way here. Just get them out of the way a little bit here. Then, this is where things are going to be a little bit weird. So, you're going to come to the feet, or what will be the feet. You're going to bring these down. You're going to split them. You're going to bring this whole assembly down like so. And then once you do that, then you're going to essentially come to the sides of the truck here. Just bring these down out of the way. These pieces can come out of the way. I apologize for not pushing them all the way out of the way. And then this is where things are just you're gonna have to kind of unpanel everything. So just take this piece up here, undo that, fold these side pieces down, do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to come to this panel here, and this is going to just untab like so, and it's going to swing around the front like that. Make sure this whole piece is still angled up, and then you can just, before you do that, come to this wheel section, actually come to the bottom section, untab this from the wheel section, because this bottom piece tabs into these tabs right here and those slots there. So come to the wheel section, untab that, make sure this is out of the way, bring the wheel down, do the same thing on the other side. Make sure this is all unpaneled. It's, like I said, it's a little bit of a paneled mess. So this clips on underneath, and then this has to tab in. So it's a little bit odd to do, but you're going to bring this up, and you're going to once again rotate like that to a point where everything just kind of looks like this. Then you're going to bring this whole thing, this whole top front panel up, just leave it like that. Once again, bring the wheel around on the other side like I should have done earlier, which I didn't. Then we're going to come to the feet. We're going to, once again, swing them out to the side, push these wheel pieces in, close the feet back up, and bring the foot down. Then we're going to close up the shin, and that will just literally just, kind of thoop into place. And then you take this panel and you just push it right in over there, over the calf. My apologies for the lighting sources. They are a little ancient, so please forgive me. You're going to bring this down once again, fold this in, close up the feet, bring them out, and then close up this whole calf section here. Close this up like that. You're going to come to the waist section, and you're going to just shimmy it down until it tabs into place, like that. And we're on the home stretch here. We pretty much just now got the legs done. Now we got to work on the upper body, and the upper body is not too difficult. So without doing too much damage here, let's get to this here and swing these out just enough to the point where we can come to this roof section, untab this, bring it all the way up, and then once again open this piece back up like that and bring all of this down. Then this piece here will just kind of rest in this little nook right there, and that will just hold everything into place. And then rotate the head like so, flip up the chest, clip in the arms or the shoulders, bring the arms down, rotate at the bicep, do the same thing on the other side, exact same thing on the other side, and straighten it all out. And here you have, hold on, let's make sure everything stays put together here. There you have Studio Series Age of Extinction Voyager class Galvatron in his robot mode. And I do dare say, this is a beautiful looking robot mode. I mean, this robot mode, the only thing I can think of that would only be, that's only a slight eyesore is these toes. If they could have just added a little bit of silver paint here, not that big of a deal. And once again, there's not a lot of figures that I usually use this term with. This guy definitely was not deserving of that. This guy was definitely not deserving of the title that I'm about to give here. I consider this borderline miniature masterpiece. And I say miniature masterpiece because, just look at this thing. It cleans up so well. I mean, look at this backpack. When was the last time we got such a clean backpack? And you do not tell me this guy beats that in any way. Because take a look at both of these backpacks here side by side. This guy's clearly the winner. Clearly the winner. This guy is not. This guy's clearly the winner. So, anywho, to put it into perspective here, I mean, he's also the size of past Voyagers, you know? Like, let me put it to you this way. Let me show you just exactly how this scales here. He scales almost exactly the same height, if not just either a hair taller or a hair shorter. I'm not 100% certain of that right off this current moment. But if you add in the horns, this dude's like a true Voyager. A true Voyager. Now, that doesn't give him props for the entire design, because the entire design here is just completely beautiful, other than the fact that it could use just a little bit more paint. This is the one thing that all of these Studio Series figures just have a lack of paint. So, I mean, I say it's an issue with the majority of Studio Series, because this guy is only suffering from it in small areas, not every area. See, for example, this guy's only missing paint in certain areas because his character was gray. His character is silver, red, white, and blue. I'm still seeing lots of gray. I'm still seeing lots of all that other stuff. So, I mean, I hate to keep roasting on the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Prime, but I'm putting it up to each your own decision on whether or not you enjoy it. So, anywho, let's get down to comparisons one more time here. To start things off one more time, let's go with our last review. Let's go with Buzzworthy Bumblebee Voyager Prime. And here he is next to the Last Night Voyager Prime. Clearly these two were meant to scale with each other perfectly. And I cannot wait till they do a repaint and Studio Series of this figure. Here he is next to Studio Series Deluxe Class Stinger. Here he is next to Studio Series Age of Extinction Leader Class Grimlock. Let's see if I can push him just enough to get all of him in frame here. There we go. He is a massive figure. He is a true leader class. And let's also compare him to Studio Series, or not Studio Series, Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Snarl. And finally, here he is next to his old, original Age of Extinction Voyager mold. And as you can see, they did a massive improvement with this guy over this guy. And obviously, if you're going to buy a figure, obviously go for the Studio Series version of this figure, because this dude's just freaking amazing. I mean, granted, this dude's backpack squished up, like, quite nicely, squished up quite nicely. This one was just designed very nicely and was meant to give us exactly what we wanted. This is going in the case with all the other Transformers that I've got. This is going in my Age of Extinction collection. This one is going in my personal, like, toys that I used to screw with as a kid collection. So, and before we go, as I completely plug our sponsor for today, Planet Toys, a world built by collectors, where you can pick up this figure here. Granted, not at not this figure, but you can pick up this figure here. I will leave a link to this figure in the description down below, where you can pick it up. It's a little bit of a markup, but at the same time, are you willing to pay that markup, or do you want to not pay the markup, or do you want to have it now? So, you just pretty much plug the gun in. There's a little, little post in there, and you just really clip it on in, so then he can just pew things. And then on the side over here, there's a clip where you can clip the rockets into his hands, just like so. And the same thing works for this as well. You can totally just remove this and have it on his forearm, like, you know, a typical Galvatron Megatron would. You know, I feel like Rise of the Beast Scourge was supposed to be this. I feel like that's what that was supposed to be. But, and if you don't like the way that these fit on him, this one you cannot put anywhere else. You might be able to put it somewhere on his back, but I can't figure out how to do it. The rocket pods here, you can actually store them in the robot mode, and you can store them out of sight, out of mind. You just open up the chest here, and there's a little clip in there. Well, maybe not little clip, but there's a post in, or a port in there, and there's a tab connection in here, and you just push the missile pods in there and close it back up. And there you have that. We're going to put this back in his hand because it just does not feel, I don't feel comfortable without him holding it. So, anywho, this is Thomas Fan of One saying, don't forget to subscribe for more content. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to check out Optination Reviews, Beastman Reviews, Bravely GG, iStar552, Jordy's Rail Fan videos, Riveted Rail Fan Productions. Hopefully he's got his new channel out that's called Riveted Rail Fan Reviews, or Riveted Reviews. I don't know. He hasn't told me yet. But you can check him out as well. And don't forget to check out Planet Toys, as I know they are a world built by collectors, as I mentioned previously before. And this is Thomas Fan of One saying, don't forget to keep playing with your toys. Goodbye.